All right, Mark Poirier, Canadians' favorite son. What's going on, buddy? You ready to talk about Gunther versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship?
Absolutely. Let's get right into it.
All right. I don't know. I feel like this match is going to be like a boom, but I don't really know about the build. I feel like it is. I just wanted to pop you.
That's fine. You got me.
I feel that it's kind of like, I don't want to say like milquetoast, like kind of like not there. I just feel like it's kind of out of place. Is it too soon for this rematch? And does it kind of feel like it doesn't fit?
It feels cold, like a really cold build. I guess I like the thing about Gunther and his like insecurities. Like I enjoy that part of it, but it just feels like how did we get here? I mean, like Priest lost to Dominic Mysterio, and then a week later he earns a title shot in that 4-way, and here we are, and it just I think everything has just been built towards War Games. I think that's obviously the company's direction, and this is just kind of being lost in the shuffle, maybe, or I don't know how you want to put it, but it feels cold, and it doesn't feel like the right time. And also, the original story from whoever you want to believe was that this was supposed to be for Saturday night's main event in December, so maybe it would have had a better time if that was spent building towards it, going towards Saturday night's main event instead of, I think shoehorning it into Survivor Series.
Yeah, maybe it felt like that was like accelerated a little bit, like the Sammy. Maybe this feels like Sami Zayn's spot, and then they needed Sammy for the bloodline, and they accelerated the Sammy thing till after Bad Blood or whatever. So yeah, it was all kind of accelerated a little bit.
It feels like a pivot from what their original idea was, and now they're just like, well, we got to get here somehow, so let's just do this. And they had like a really quick backstage segment. I know it was a taped episode where they did that, where they were back there with Ludwig and Gunther, and all of a sudden he saw Priest and attacked him, and then Priest just laid him out, and I think that was pretty much it for that. The build for that episode of Raw, like
which I don't think was bad. It just
wasn't bad. It was just
hard. Yeah. It doesn't feel. Now, you bring up his insecurities, right? Do you think that has more to do with like a Ludwig twist or trying to bring up Ludwig? Or do you really think that it's just trying to make Gunther seem like he's vulnerable to Priest? And once he kind of gets past Damian Priest or has a good showing in this match or whatever, then he'll be back to the ring general, cocky, arrogant Gunther. What do you think?
Yeah, what you said, I exactly believe that's what it is. I think it's just something to do, kind of to fill time to get to that point where he's being a badass and being a dominant world champion. I mean, everybody thinks and that it's heading towards him and Punk probably at the Rumble, I'm assuming, or in closer to that line. Yeah, Rumble or Elimination Chamber in Toronto, one of the two. So it just gives some kind of little twist because he's just been, arrogant and cocky this entire time, and now they're just trying to put some doubt into him and maybe try to have some kind of intrigue, because really there is no, there's no heat really built up between them outside of, Gunther did beat him for the title, but that was all the shenanigans with Finn Balor and stuff like that. So, it's a good little twist. I like it, but maybe it was too soon to get to where Gunther's second guessing himself early into a reign like this reign. Like I feel it might be, it's going to go to WrestleMania. I think it will, but maybe they're just setting it up for a shocking twist of, I'm not going to say his name, but maybe Bill Goldberg somewhere down the near future line to cost him and to, lead to their match wherever it is down the line.
Perhaps it would be kind of fun. You think Breaker or Gunther would be a fun Goldberg matchup, yes. But Gunther would probably be bigger. Breaker would be probably cooler and better. Just style wise. But no, cool. Here's the thing. Gunther can go out there with a fucking broomstick and it could be awesome, right? So
absolutely.
Even we're 4 minutes in kind of shitting on the build or not really excited about the build, the match is going to fucking rule. The SummerSlam match, despite the hokey finish, was physical, rough, gruff, and, borderline awesome. I think I went like 4 stars on it, like 3 3/4, 4 stars with a bad finish. With you forget too, the rope finish kind of took you out of it a little bit as well. So I feel like they can go in there and kind of steal this show. I have high hopes for the men's War Games, and we're recording this before Monday Night Raw. So if there is a stipulation, I don't think there will be. I don't think there needs to be one. But either way, I don't feel, and there's 2 other matches that probably will be announced. I feel like this could easily steal the show.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, they definitely have a good chemistry with their limited time in the ring. SummerSlam was great, and I expect, hard hitting, physical battle, because I mean that's Gunther's MO too, and Priest can handle it too, and he can dish it out, I think, as well. And two big dudes, just throwing bombs at each other. Who doesn't love that kind of thing? So I am looking forward to it, despite the build. I'm sure the match will be great, and hopefully, like you said, steal the show in a way, leading up to obviously men's war games, which is the focal point of the whole company right now.
Yeah, so we've kind of talked about the match. We're not worried about the match. The build is what it was. Coming out of this, what is next for Damian Priest? Personally, I feel like in retrospect, him being away from Rhea Ripley, I don't know if it's hurt him, but it's made him feel like maybe not as big of a star.
Yeah,
and I don't think
yep.
I'm not down on him or anything, and I don't think he could swim. Like, he could definitely swim, but I feel like the bright lights are off him a little bit. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's been I wouldn't say a deep push of him, obviously, because he's getting a world title match here, but it just feels like, coming off of them both being kicked out of Judgment Day and them doing the Terror Twins stuff, I thought it was really hot, and the crowd was getting really, a lot, obviously they've always been behind Rhea, regardless of what position she is on the face heel depth chart. With him, I felt like there was steam picking up and there was momentum, and he started saying that they're my family, the fans. He's being the baby face, and I thought it was starting to click, and it just kind of petered out. And now we have this match where it's cold, and it's not, like I keep repeating, cold, and it feels just not the right time for it, and maybe for him to have this match, and it feels kind of fillery. But I feel like him being separated with Rhea has been a detriment to him.
What do you think he's even doing around Mania? Because he kind of reminds me of Drew, right? In a way where he's that upper mid card gatekeeper to like the main event now. And he can go down and be at like a US IC level, or he could have a world title match if needed. Like, he's kind of an edges spot back in the day, right?
I could see, you mentioned Braun. I think Braun could be intriguing. If they have a good build, the match would rule, I'm sure. I can definitely see, like, Priest had the big moment last year, or sorry, we're this year still. This year's Mania, and maybe for Braun to defend the title against him and have a WrestleMania moment, for his first WrestleMania kind of thing against an established star and former world champion, I think would be something that Hunter might decide to book, and I think would rule as well. So somewhere they could go with him. Anywhere else, I'm not really sure. Like, who else do you got? Like, please, I don't want to say the Wyatts because I would just kill his career. So don't do that, please, for the love of God. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Or, Chad Gable would be cool, but I mean, he would need a crew. Unless, I don't think they're not going to turn him now. So, but yeah, Braun would be my pick at the, the stage of the game here in November.
Yeah. So honestly, I think that he would be like a perfect candidate for a celebrity spot. He's proven in the past where he's been Bad Bunny's opponent. Either they bring in like Bad Bunny and team him against like the Paul brothers, or sneakily he could be like Mike Tyson's a partner versus the Paul brothers. I could see him being trusted, having the big star look, the big presence, carrying himself well in the mainstream. I think that that's kind of his spot at WrestleMania 41, because, I think that Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul one-on-one isn't a thing, but Mike Tyson versus the Pauls in that verse could definitely happen in Vegas. Bright lights. They just saw it coming out of Dallas, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. And I feel that Priest would really kind of be the perfect guy to put in that mix. Or, I don't know, what's Bad Bunny up to? If he's free, they might want to linger and do something with him. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that he's overall in a good spot come WrestleMania. You just can't see that path yet.
Yeah, I hope you put that in the universe and it happens, because actually I love that the Pauls against those two. That would be a great idea.
Yeah, I can just see it. Like, because I don't know, it just fits, right? It works too. And Priest has the size, the charisma, the presence, all that, and so forth.
Absolutely.
Overall, what percent chance you going to give Priest here? Just because, never say never. You mentioned Goldberg earlier. I'll go at least 5, maybe 10%, but nothing higher than that.
Yeah, I'm at 10%. The Goldberg thing is just, worst case scenario. I do think obviously Gunther's going to get a win, and I think it might be not dominant, but it'd be decisive to get, give him his confidence back to continue his reign and to go to wherever he's going next, whether it be Punk or Mr. Goldberg, one or the other, or somebody else that that they could throw at him. But
Goldberg just makes so much sense for like the Rumble, right? Just do
yeah,
the
I think
Rumble,
so.
Gunther, Goldberg, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and honestly, it'd probably be kind of good.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, get chopped or whatnot. All right, Mark. So I know you have nothing to plug, so thank you for coming on.
True. You got that right.
We'll see you on the next one, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.